Alright, we're live. Today's show, we're going to be talking about a lot of crazy things, such as the Superman and Lois. Includes a major death, a villain leaks, and so much more. Birds of Prey. Are the fans going to try to sabotage the Sonic the Hedgehog movie? Let's see, what else? The Superman Red Sun clip has been unleashed, and plus a premiere and free tickets. I don't have free tickets because I don't live in LA. So, Teen Titans Go comic, and I found this really interesting time travel story, and we're going to talk so much more about that one because I love time travel stories and crazy stuff. And let's see what else we're going to talk about. Oh, the Teen Titans Go comic. Other things. Plus, I want to rant about the Batman comics later on. Sadly, I am not really interested in the James Tynion, what is it? Tynion or Tynions comic. His run on Batman. So sit back, relax, and let's play the intro. So, I want to try this one. I mean, it has microphone and sources. Sorry, I'm just kind of like looking through stuff on the studio thing. They got the microphone and sources and stuff. I want to try out this one. Let's see. Mic in front panel, stereo mix, microphone. Nice. Crazy things. Anyway. I'm not gonna mess with it. So let's turn down the thing, and let's turn up the microphone thing. Hair, so it could be a little louder. Yeah, because it's raining outside. For those who can hear anything in the background, it's raining, and it's gonna turn to snow and crazy shit. I don't like snow. I don't really look forward to it. So, anyway. Recently, of course, for those who don't know, yesterday we talked about... Holy shit! There's a big fucking dog running loose. Yeah, I wish my neighbors can keep their damn dogs on a leash. Like... I'm so fucking tired of neighbors. I know I'm distracted by it, but I am tired of my fucking neighbors. Like, they let their damn dogs run loose, and then you have to hear this whole fucking hollering and yelling for their dog and shit. It's like, yeah, if you can't take responsibilities by putting your dog on a fucking leash, or getting off your lazy ass and walk your fucking dog, then don't have dogs. It's kind of like kids. If you don't have responsibilities to take care of them, then don't have them. Don't have kids. Like, I am so, like, tired of my... So... So, anyway, enough with the rant. Hopefully they get their dog on a leash and stuff. Speaking of keeping things on a leash and respecting other things, other people's yards and other things, the Birds of Prey fans sabotaging Sonic the Hedgehog. A few fans of the Birds of Prey that exists actually so triggered by the film's poor performance that they are attempting to sabotage the opening weekend of the family-friendly Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Hello. So after the long intro, a few fans of the Birds of Prey are planning to sabotage the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, a family-friendly movie. Apparently, they want families to go see Birds of Prey, I guess. Birds of Prey absolutely tanked last weekend at the box office, just like everybody said. Well, me, you know, I know, because my messages on my Twitter got blowing up out of proportion. Even to the point, I'm not making this fucking up, the person who threatened to sue the show messaged the show Twitter on a different account. Apparently, this person, I'm going to say person because, one, she looks like a dude. And, you know, I don't want to be insulting. But I got like this crazy fucking message on the Twitter thing. Because I was blowing up Twitter, apparently. I was like writing a lot of things on Twitter about the Lori Vallow case. For those who don't know, Lori Vallow, her children disappeared last September, and she ain't telling anybody where the fuck those kids went. Oh, she got remarried after her husband died. Her husband got murdered. Her first husband was murdered. Her second husband died. And her brother died. Her brother shot her first husband. No. Yeah, no, he didn't. Did he shoot him? I think he did. I don't remember. But, and her husband died. And she married this guy named Chad Daybell. And Chad Daybell, his wife died for unknown reasons. She was found dead in her sleep. And he got married married Lori Vallow after his wife died. And nobody knows what the fuck happened to her kids. Her son and daughter. Nobody knows. And the son has autism. And everybody's like, where the fuck is that boy at? Nobody knows. And now recently they found the daughter's cell phone with the pictures of her and Chad Daybell married, getting, their wedding. And I was just like thinking, like, one, the thing is, like, she hosted a podcast about the end of the world. She was a doomsday prepper. He wrote a lot of books about the apocalypse because, they're Mormons. The Mormon apocalypse, apparently. And she hosted a podcast, and they were communicating, apparently, through emails. And everybody, including myself, is wondering, first, how long have we been talking? And two, where the fuck did all her podcast episodes go? Because the person that she co-hosted the podcast with deleted them all. And I'm asking the question of, on Twitter, like, what happened to those podcasts. So here's what I wrote. One person responded to this question I asked. Does anybody find it weird that none of the big news channels aren't looking deeper into the Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell? I mean, why haven't they interviewed them, or his kids, or his wife's friends and family? Or the wife's friends and family? Or look into her podcast that she hosted. What the fuck? And I wrote this one. Chad Daybell's kids. Why haven't any of them come forward to talk about their dad? I mean, any kid would defend their parent if they were suspected of killing the other parent. The podcast Lori Vallow co-hosted. I really want to know what they talked about. Why did they delete all the episodes she was on? They can't say for those kids. She must have been saying some crazy shit. They didn't see the warning signs. And they didn't see the warning signs. So I was like asking all these fucking questions. Like, a lot of these things just don't make sense. The police didn't investigate the wife's death. His first wife's death. They didn't look in. They got his computers. They didn't even look into them. What is going on with this case? And first, it's like they asked her. This was like in December. I think it was in December. They requested her to bring the missing kids. Like she said, like, oh, my kids aren't missing. They're with me. They're with me on Hawaii Island. They gave her a timeline. Okay, bring in those kids to show everybody that they are alive and they are fine and safe. She didn't fucking do it. Instead, she disappeared. And now they found her. What the fuck is going on with this? I'm sorry. If you are suspected of this, like, here's the thing, like, I judge people for this. I mean, I went from prejudging her ass like hell to, like, she is guilty as fuck. That is just it. And I know that we're supposed to talk about the comic book podcast, the comic books and stuff. But this case, I have become obsessed with this case. I am, like, following this trend on Twitter of, like, what the fuck is going on with this. And now, my favorite dude from Dateline, the white hair dude, I call him the white hair fox. That dude will hunt down every piece of information like a fox. That motherfucker is interviewing all these people. I forget his name, but he is on Dateline. Not Lester the Molester Holt. That motherfucker can't get anything out of anybody. By the way, that joke is from Grand Theft Auto, where Trevor calls Lester the Molester. And ever since, like, 2016, I just made that joke about Lester Holt because I can't take him serious as a journalist. So the white-haired dude is going to interview every connection and friend to Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell. He is going to interview everybody. I cannot wait to see this. Because that dude is going to get every information. He's going to make every person who is friends with her shady as fuck. They're all going to be like her. They're going to be a shady bitch. And I cannot wait just to sit there and watch this. Because this dude is the best journalist ever. I am happy he's not doing politics. Because I don't care about politics. I cannot wait to see him interview these people. I can't wait for him to go to Hawaii. Like, get him the Magnum Hawaiian shirt, the fake mustache, the Detroit Tiger cap, and send him after them. I cannot wait. Because this is going to be awesome just to see what happens in this Dateline episode. So I DVR'd it. I recorded it because I'm just like, I have to see this. I told my dad. My dad watches Dateline with me, and he's like, I can't fucking wait. He goes, I cannot wait. We gotta know what happened. Like, me and him will sit there and watch these shows for no reason. Sometimes we even talk through them. Because we just like debate, like we go to the Law and Order trial. We already have a trial for these people. In majority, like 99.9% of the time, they come out guilty. The 1% is the guy who was framed by Pam Huff for murdering his wife. That dude was innocent. Everyone in Missouri knew that dude was innocent. Everyone knew that Pam Huff was fucking crazy. Like, if you look like Nick Nolte in your mugshot, you are guilty. like, you are guilty. But everybody knew that dude was innocent. Everybody, like, the defense attorney did a good job and outmatched the prosecutor. The prosecutor was fucking dumb. The cops investigating it were fucking dumb. They needed me to be a consultant. They need me to be Patrick Jane on this case, man. By the way, for those who've never seen it, Mentalist was created by Bruno Heller, who created Gotham. After he left, Mentalist, it just kind of went downhill. It just went downhill quickly. After he left, because he left to do Gotham. He was just like out the door. Like, so, anyway, I cannot wait for this. I've been following this case. This case is kind of like it was like the Pam Huff case for me, but it was also like the God, what was that one dude's name? It was the Colorado case. The dude who he was guilty as shit. He killed his pregnant wife and his 2 daughters, and that motherfucker was guilty. It's like, dude, you had the perfect life. You had, you know, the wife, the kids, the picket fence, the house, and like you fucking threw that down the toilet for some tramp. It's like, you were a piece of shit. You were guilty of that one, man. So I always hate cases when they involve kids, because it's like, you know, they're a kid. Like, especially the boy. The boy is autistic. It's like, and the thing about it is, like, if she fucking killed that poor kid, she should be tried in Texas. Like, if you are guilty for killing somebody, they will kill you in Texas. They will send you to death row, not past death row. You do not go past go to collect $200. You go past death row right to the chair, man. You're done. But for me, you know, this case is kind of like, you know, it's a weird case. It's weird how they don't talk about it much on the news. Instead, it's all about Trump, Democrats. New Hampshire primary. It's like every second I hear about the politics of 2020 election, I am right now to the point where I don't fucking care about the election. I am not voting. I am like done with this election. Like, I am just flat out done. Like, I am not voting. I am, like, if I have to vote, I am voting for the governor thing just to get rid of the farm boy who's governor now. That's it. I would just hand it in to be like, but the president, like, I don't fucking care. Get the illiterate farm boy out of the governor's mansion. He banned The Hobbit. You do not ban Smeagol. You are guilty. You do not ban The Precious. I love Lord of the Rings, by the way. Yeah. Smeagol loves The Precious. Call him. So, I just, like, I am right now at the point where I just really don't care about the election 2020 or anything. I just don't feel like voting. You could try to talk me into voting. I'm right now at the point where I don't care. I really don't care anymore. That's sad, though. It's like they play all these stupid ass, like, they don't even play like the Bernie or Buttigieg or I'm not making that up. That's a dude's name. They they don't even, or Joe Biden, like, Biden's fucking crazy. Like, they don't play any of their, like, election videos, like their TV ads and stuff. Like, I remember George Bush, W's video, they played it in Spanish. I remember, I'm trying to remember what he said. Like, it stood out to me because he spoke Spanish, and I laughed because I did not speak Spanish. It's not racist or anything, it's just like, I laughed because, like, you have the dude who cannot even say correctly, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. He basically said, he broke that term by simply saying, fool me once, fool me can't get fooled again. That's basically what he said. And everyone's just like looking at him like, dude, you just said it wrong. You said the most simple thing in the English language wrong. Like, but he was crazy though. He was a cartoon character, but he was crazy, insane. But anyway, let's get to the comic book news. Something fun. I just sort of like, I wanted to talk about the Lori Vallow case thing. It was kind of like insanity and stuff. But anyway, the crazy person that threatened to sue the show for the Suicide Squad review somehow tweeted about the box office disaster. It's a disaster. Of Birds of Prey, simply writing, your review of Suicide Squad and criticizing Birds of Prey have destroyed my movie and possibly my career. And you will be dealt with legal actions for I am just like, my mind's like poof, because I was talking about the Lori Vallow case and my mind just went blank right after what I was planning on saying about the Birds of Prey Sonic the Hedgehog thing. Like, that case is just bizarre. Like, if you ever, like, check out the video on YouTube of I think it was this chapter or that chapter, I forget, something chapter this or that chapter. He talks about the Lori Vallow case, and it's like the most insane thing ever. It's like Chad Daybell's books, like most of his books he wrote were like the end times, the Revelation end times and stuff. Like, they were like, he was like really into it, like so was she, like to the point of like making a podcast dedicated and prepping for the biblical apocalypse and stuff. And it was just the most insane thing ever. And I'm a Christian, and for me, like, hearing some of this stuff is kind of freaky at times, because you don't know what's going to happen. You know, it's like it's in someone's hands, and it's not in your hands to deal with the actions and consequences of things. But I mean, it reminded me of the show I used to watch as a teenager called Doomsday Preppers or something. Like, I laughed at these people. And now I am now partner into a Costco membership with my dad, buying bulk items. It's funny now laughing at them. It was funny then laughing at them, and it's now like not funny now because you're buying a big ass bulk of Tide laundry detergent and a big ass bulk of toilet paper. So it's funny now to think that, but damn it, when it comes down to toilet paper and the survival times, you need that toilet paper. I am not wiping my ass with a leaf. I want some, I want some soft toilet paper. The toilet paper that the three blue bears say that is soft and comfortable for the behind. I need that toilet paper. So, who's the prepper now? Like, it's kind of the thing I'm saying. But, damn it, I love my toilet paper. I'm like Bobby Hill in that episode of King of the Hill, where he gets toilet paper for Christmas. It's like the greatest gift ever. Like, it's just, for me, that's how it is. So, anyway, the message was basically, I am threatened to not talk more about the Birds of Prey film, giving defamation of character of how film is. And the thing is, I have not seen Birds of Prey. Like I said, I basically said that in past episodes, I am not going to go see it. I have no interest to see it because it just does not appeal to me. And that's the thing about it. And the thing is, a lot of these fans, I assume is the word, they really are more about girl power triumphing the box office instead of creating a film that appeals to a universal audience and stuff. And that's the thing about it. So anyway, they want to go target the family-friendly Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Birds of Prey absolutely tanked at the box office, which led to Margot Robbie's toxic fandom taking to social media to lie about the Sonic the Hedgehog movie in an attempt to get people to stop watching it when it opens this Valentine's Day weekend in theaters. Twitter user LSMark, what a mark, took screenshots of I'm just kidding. No, the person who is LSMark took screenshots of tweets noting that Birds of Prey fans seeing the Sonic the Hedgehog movie as a threat to their dumb Harley Quinn movie flopping at the box office, trying to spread lies about Sonic the Hedgehog movie to make people not want to go see it. It's the funniest thing I have ever seen in a while. The person known as LSMark wrote, I want to read these tweets, what people are saying about Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Because, I mean, for me, it's kind of interesting to see what is said. Unless I have to go on my phone to read it. Let's see. I like the profile picture. It's pretty cool. Here's what one person wrote. Blind rights activists. Blind rights activists is the name of one person. Let's see. Cool, I got a new follower who is a fellow Battlehawks fan. Alright. I love Battlehawks, by the way. By the way, I know a lot of people ask me, like, did you watch the Oscars? Which is a lot of questions a lot of people ask me, because they want my opinion about the crazy speeches that they gave. Like Joaquin Phoenix talking about a cow's milk. I don't know what the hell that was. And I said no, because I was watching my team, the Battlehawks, play, and they kicked ass. Like, it was exciting to watch football. Like, for those who don't know, like, before I did the show, like, I was a huge fucking football fan. Like, I still am a football fan. Like, I know a lot about football and stuff, and you know, for me, like, a lot of people, like, you know, like, one person asked me, like, oh, you're from St. Louis, like, what were you more upset about, the Rams leaving LA or Albert Pujols leaving the Cardinals to play for the Angels. I said, like, the one thing I was more upset about was Albert Pujols, one of my favorite baseball players of all time, leaving my favorite team in the world to go play for the Angels. And I was more upset about that because I watched Albert play from his beginning years for the Cardinals to his last year as a Cardinal. And for me, I was more sad and upset about that because it's tradition. Like, he has number 5 right next to number 6. Stan Musial, the greatest baseball player that ever lived. And that to me was like more of disheartening to see him leave to go play for the Angels, which means that, we don't get to see him play that much. I watched him play for the Angels once. I stayed up till like past midnight to watch his game and stuff. And it just wasn't the same guy that I watched for years play. And for me, it was just kind of sad to see him like batting, I think, 200 in his average, because usually he bats like over 300. And he just doesn't hustle like he used to down the baseline when he hit and stuff. Like, he just didn't look the same. And now he's like, I think, pushing 40, and it's like, shit, dude, like, you're going to be retiring soon. And it's sad that he isn't going to retire as a Cardinal and stuff. Like, now, like, after he retires, he has a 10-year personal service contract to the Los Angeles Angels, which means that he is not going to have anything to do with St. Louis or the Cardinals at all anymore. Like, he's just, after he's done, he's going to continue being with the Los Angeles Angels. And I think that's why I have such a hatred more towards Los Angeles. Because, like, you took one of my favorite baseball players, and it's like, I didn't really give a shit about the Rams leaving. Like, the Rams that I grew up watching, they're all gone. Like, one's now in the Hall of Fame as a St. Louis Ram, Isaac Bruce, the greatest wide receiver that ever played. And, for me, like, that team, the greatest show on turf, which broke down quickly. They broke down quickly. Like, they just kind of broke down quicker than expected. Like, you thought they would dominate for years, and they just kind of broke down. That Rams was my team, the greatest show on turf. The Rams that left was the Rams that just didn't care. They just did not care about St. Louis or anything, really. But either way, Kroenke was going to move the Rams if they were going to stay, or were they going to go? Like, either way, Kroenke was going to go out the door with that team, and just now it's like they choked at the Super Bowl. So anyway, let's read the Blind Activist. By the way, I love that name, Blind Activist. I don't even think she's blind. I love this one. This is the name, Blind Activist. And this is the first sentence that she says. I took my husband and 2 sons to go see Sonic the Hedgehog. Blind Activist went to go see Sonic the Hedgehog. How does a blind person go see a movie? Just a question. To go see Sonic the Hedgehog, and was appalled to hear homophobic slurs used throughout the movie. Luckily, Birds of Prey was shown in the next room, and my family had a much better experience. First off, time out. How the fuck do you take your 2 sons? I'm assuming they're kids, How do you take them into Birds of Prey? And first off, let's see. Your husband, son, 2 sons. Tickets are like $10, so that's like $40. And you went to go see Sonic the Hedgehog, which, by the way, I love the hashtag Sonic the Hedgehog, and it's like the little, has Sonic like running. I love that. That is adorable. And you went to go see Birds of Prey, so that's like $80. Plus, you had to buy popcorn and soda for your kids and candy, because, you know, kids like candy. So, like, I was never a candy person when I went to go see movies and stuff. Like, I had popcorn and stuff. Like, that was just me as a kid. Like, I just did not like candy that much. But, I mean, I do. I mean, from the time to time. Alright, let's see. Here's 3 right here. 2 Harley Quinn photos. Here's the thing. Like, one thing I want to point out and stuff is anytime someone has, like, a photo of a character that they love to death, they usually talk about other mediums, sorry about that, about that character. And I got, by the way, I got a little bit of the bubbly. It's cherry. I had cranberry this morning. I had the cranberry bubbly. I had to put like cranberry juice in it, like I said. So anyway, when you talk about characters, like you talk about the other mediums of it, like the animation or comic books, majority of these people who talk about Harley Quinn, my microphone cord got tangled up. It's really good, by the way. They had lemon one. I tried the lemon bubbly. I'd be honest with you, it tasted like Pine Sol. Not Pine Sol. It tasted like Lemon Pledge. And I was just like just like how awful it is. But the one I enjoy the most is the peach one. The peach one is really good because I love peaches. Peaches are great, by the way, especially when you bite into one and take a chunk out of it. It's like really good. Yeah. So anyway, here's what some of the people said. This person literally, like, this person here named Ulyssia literally took the same quote, same experience that she had from Blind Activists. Here it is. I took my husband and 2 sons to go see Sonic the Hedgehog and was appalled to hear homophobic slurs used throughout the movie. Luckily, Birds of Prey was showing right in the next room, and my family had a much better experience. Does that sound familiar? It sounds like Blind Activists. Here's one named, I am not making this up, Harley Quinn's gay best friend at Cancer Tings, whatever that name is. Here's what this person said. This person really must have had a horrible experience. Sorry, my throat's kind of sounding pretty bad, but you know, it's what you get when your cat decides to give herself a bath right in front of you and stuff. Alright, this person must have had a horrible experience. I mean, I feel bad. I was a victim of a horrible hate crime while in theater watching Sonic the Hedgehog, where these white men called me a fag and spit on me. Going to see Birds of Prey made me feel safe to go to the movies again. That's right. Birds of Prey made that person feel safe and secure. Damn it, Sonic the Hedgehog. By the way, I'm sorry for using the word fag. I know I'm going to be flagged by YouTube for that, but it's on Twitter, okay? I don't know what to say. That was just horrible to hear that. Since my kids walked out mid-screening of Sonic the Hedgehog without me, I went to go look for them. I found them in the Birds of Prey screening instead. I'm sorry. No kids could go into a rated R movie. No kid. Because the movie theater workers would be like, you gotta leave. This movie's R-rated. And stuff that, like, there's no fucking way in planet Earth that could happen. No way. I'm sorry. Here's the next person. I went to watch Sonic the Hedgehog with my little brother. There were a few racist and homophobic scenes. So because we walked out, we went to see Birds of Prey and we loved it. My brother said we should... Oh my god. This is what one person said. This sounds like an exaggeration. The person said, my brother said we should all be gay and do crime. Whatever you do, do not watch Sonic the Hedgehog. These people are fucking stupid. These people are just dumb. Alright. Again, this person had the same experience as Blind's activists. I took my husband and 2 sons to go see Sonic the Hedgehog, and we were appalled to hear homophobic slurs used throughout the movie. Luckily, Birds of Prey was showing in the next room, and my family had a much better experience. Oh my god. These people are just like... These people are dumb. I can't believe they managed to ruin a childhood hero with Sonic. Hashtag Sonic movie. The way they portrayed the character is completely different from what we know and love. I suggest you all to watch B.O.P. Birds of Prey. An awesome movie with well-known characters where things are done right. Oh my god. These people are just... These people are fucking dumb. And one person wrote, Sonic the Hedgehog isn't even in theaters. One person wrote, oh, it's kind of funny though. I went to go see Sonic the Hedgehog. Anyway, like the movie's not even in theaters yet, but you know, these people apparently time traveled to another dimension where Sonic, you know, says homophobic slurs and Paul's family and children, you know, families and people. You know, I bet Mario was right about Sonic the Hedgehog and stuff. So, anyway. Birds of Prey fans are toxic SJWs. Checking out a few tweets of the toxic Birds of Prey movie fans who make up vocal masculine shows that they attempt to curb conservative fans and families' and desire to see Sonic as the conservative audience is to blame by the Deadline for not supporting Birds of Prey simply because it was a female-centric movie, not to the fact that they are basically a woke film. Here's the classic saying, you go woke, you go broke. That's simple. That's how it is. Look at Star Wars. Yeah, it made over $1 billion, over hundreds of millions of dollars, but it doesn't make up for the fans' opinions of the film that they went to go see. What makes absolutely no sense is how Toxic Day will go, and is the lies about Sonic the Hedgehog are about homophobic scenes, while the villain of Birds of Prey, Black Mask, and Victor Zsasz are confirmed to be gay characters. Now, while the number of lies have been posted on Twitter, Sonic may be small, but it goes to show that they will target an audience for Birds of Prey while the movie fails. I mean, here's the thing: like, Sonic the Hedgehog actually looks like a really good film. I mean, I ain't gonna go see it in theaters. I'm one of those people who would rather wait for it to come out than go see it in theaters. I completely agree. They are stupid people on the Birds of Prey thing. Like, they will... I mean, like, you're targeting a kid's movie. But here's the thing about it. Sonic has a huge market. Has a huge, big market for fans. And they will go see it. I mean, once a kid sees a trailer or a TV spot of Sonic, sees a blue hedgehog running really fast, kids are going to go see it. They're going to want to go see this and stuff. And that's the thing about it. Is like, fans are going to go see it. And the thing about Birds of Prey is it does not look good. I'm sorry. Like, I don't care how much money they put into it or how much they touch, your feelings and stuff. People... There's a sad part is... Here's the thing. There's a few people in the world that just do not care about your feelings. Your wokeness. And Birds of Prey is going to be one of those films that there's not going to be a lot of people go see it. Like, as someone who's in their 50s and 60s, they aren't going to go see Birds of Prey. Families are not going to take their kids to go see Birds of Prey. I mean, shit. I ain't going to go see Birds of Prey, of course, but it doesn't mean I'm going to say, like, hey, you shouldn't take your kids to go see it. If your kids are going to go see it, then your kids are going to go see it. But here's also the other thing. None of the characters are appealing. I mean, some of the marketing and trailer of it, you didn't even know much about Black Canary or Huntress at all in the film. It was all about Harley Quinn. That's what the whole film's about. Harley Quinn. And stuff. Sorry, I had to burp. But the thing about it is the story... The thing is, people don't like the story. Because the story is weak. It is a weak story. You have a weak storyline. You have a villain that people never heard of. Like, if you put the Joker as the villain of Birds of Prey, then, people would go see it. Or if you put Harvey Dent, Two-Face in it, then people would go see it. If you put, a villain that people know about. No one does not know who Black Mask is. The only people that know who Black Mask is people like me or you or any, like Catwoman. Everyone knows who Black Mask is. The huge majority of people who don't go to a comic book shop don't know who the fuck Black Mask is. They don't know who Victor Zsasz is. Unless they watch Gotham. Then if they did, they would look at this guy and be like, that ain't Victor Zsasz. Like, he's bald, he has scars and everything. That's the thing about it. Is like, you made a film... Like, you made a film that people just don't know what it's about. Like, if you watch the trailer, you will hear more about Harley Quinn and her breakup with Joker than you do about anything in the film. And here's the thing about it, like, you have Renee Montoya, who's not even the question in the film. Like, if she was the question, then yeah, it would be appealing, because you have a person with no face. No facial features. People would find that, like, alright, I'll go see that. But if you had, like, I'm gonna use, like, for example, this actress. If you cast, like, Evan Rachel Wood to play Batwoman, and she, like, appeared at the end of the trailer, you would get people to go see it, because they're like, oh shit, Batwoman's in it, and you have a good actress playing Batwoman. Like, Evan Rachel Wood is, like, Evan Rachel Wood is not my choice, but it's my niece's choice. Like, my second oldest niece is a Batwoman fan. And she was like, Evan Rachel Wood would be great to play Batwoman. And I didn't even think of it. I was like, wow, that is a really good choice. Like, I didn't even think of it. She was just like, I seen, like, this awesome photo, like, someone made of Evan Rachel Wood as Batwoman. I thought, like, that'd be awesome. And I thought, like, I didn't even think of that. Like, see, I did not even think of Evan Rachel Wood as Batwoman. My niece did. Like, she's a huge Batwoman fan, but she likes the show. But, you know, she thought Evan Rachel Wood would be great as Batwoman. And I thought, like, yeah, it would. So, like, if you had, like, Batwoman show up at the end of the trailer, yeah, you would get people to go see it, because it'd be like, oh, Batwoman's going to be in it. That would be the one thing. But they didn't. They didn't even, like, the thing about it is, it just does not look, it sadly just did not appeal to everybody. It just didn't. Like, you didn't even have, like, some of the Bat family members show up in the film. Like, you didn't even have them, like, pop up in the background or something. Like, the explosion of Ace Chemicals, you would have Batman there. Batman would show up and be like, what the fuck just happened? And he would investigate it. You didn't even get that in the film. You didn't even get any of it. You didn't even get Jim Gordon to give a shit to be in the film. Or Harvey Bullock. No one. No one. It was just like a Gotham without a Batman. And we already had that movie, and that movie turned out better. That was the Joker. Like, you had Bruce Wayne show up in a couple scenes, but he was just a kid, and that was it. So, the thing about it is, Birds of Prey sadly was one of those films that just, it didn't, I mean, maybe one day later down the road it'd be like one of those films that people would talk about. I hate it, yeah. But, you know, probably like later down the road, it'll be one of those films that people will like talk about, like the possibility of what could have been. And I even said it before, like Joker, not Joker, but Suicide Squad was like one of those films that what could have been and what should have been, and it didn't happen. And that's the thing about it, like, it's one of those films, like, it'll be one of those films like what could have been great for it. And maybe like one day down the road we'll do an episode, we'll talk about it and just be like, this should have been in this scene, this what should have happened, and that didn't happen. So it's sad though, like, but in a way it's done for the greater good. They were talking about the possibilities of a Harley Quinn trilogy, and after Birds of Prey it would be Gotham City Sirens, and Gotham City Sirens versus the Birds of Prey with Harley Quinn. Be glad it didn't happen. That would have been a disaster. So anyway, Superman and Lois has more leaks, including major death and a villain. Following earlier plot leaks of the now claimed Superman and Lois, the pilot sees a major death, with the villain also said to be leaked. Spoilers follows. The early plot leaks have made mention that Paul Kent, Jonathan Kent, will already be deceased by the start of the series. According to the rumor, Ma Kent will be killed off in the pilot episode. Really? You're gonna just kill off the mom? This show sounds awful. It's claiming that the killing off of Ma Kent will be the way to bring back Clark and Superman to Smallville for the series, as Ma Kent tells Superman tells Superman as he speeds home, "Clark, it's time to come home." It sounds like something out of fucking Waltons. I hate that show. I know it sounds mean, but I never liked the Waltons. The Waltons never had a happy moment in the show. It was all sad. Regarding to the major villain of Superman and Lois, it is said that Morgan Edge, who was played by Adam Pisarda, who appeared in Heroes and Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., who was in a few episodes of Supergirl. It said that Morgan Edge and his Galaxy Broadcasting Company buys the Daily Planet, where Edge starts to put his own people in positions of employment that sees him butt heads with Lois Lane. Worth a mention that earlier leaks mentioned that Clark Kent and most of the Daily Planet staff would be laid off, but not Lois. So this is new information and seems to fit. It's further said that Edge has a stake in Smallville. He is buying up old mines and various properties, which leads Lois Lane investigating him. Time out. Why does it sound like something out of Smallville? Shit, this is like something out of Smallville, where Lex Luthor owns like a lot of stuff, and Luthor Corp owns like a lot of stuff in Smallville, like the farms and mines and all that. This is like something out of Smallville. Smallville did this. They basically ripped off Smallville. They are that fucking lazy to rip off the show Smallville. This is dumb. This is like something out of an episode. Hold on, let me look it up. Let's see. Alright, I'm looking it up. Hold on. I know a lot of people are going to get annoyed with that. Me clearing my throat. Let's see. Yeah, they own a fertilizing plant and other branches in underground labs hitting meteor rocks. Yeah, they owned a rundown fertilizing factory. Yeah, and this one, in the early parts of the pilot of Smallville, Luthor Corp owns, they buy a bunch of farmlands and stuff, and Jonathan Kent was the one person who refused to sell. So basically they ripped off Smallville in this part, where Morgan Edge buys a shit ton of property, and in the comics, Morgan Edge happens to be the leader of the Inner Gang, a organized crime group armed with technology supplied by the villainous New Gods of the planet Apocalypse, Darkseid, and Darkseid. and stuff. According to new details, Superman and Lois series will include Lois and Clark having twin sons, and that General Lane will appear, and Lana Lang and her family are also involved, and the twin Superman sons have been cast. This show just sounds awful. This show just sounds horrendous. I do not like the show. I haven't even had to say, I would say this, I don't really want to see it. Let's read the comments of some people say. I really hope that the super stay-at-home dad isn't yet another weak male character who needs to deal with his toxic masculinity, whereas the real hero of the show is Lois Lane, who is the best at ever. They both will be equally badass, I assume. One person wrote, not in 2020, the male character must always play second fiddle to the female counterpart, who is always superior intelligent, superior morals, superior abilities, etc. This is, well, why even pretend? Supes will be completely helpless without Lois. It is a CW series after all. Look at what they did to Oliver and what they're still doing to Barry. That is true, by the way. Like, Oliver Queen was like a complete weak link. Like, I don't even know how people like who watched the CW Arrow always say like Oliver Queen is, equal to Batman. I just had to like laugh. I had to like walk away and like laugh. And just be like, are you sure about that? Like, the Oliver Queen in the Justice League Unlimited was more of a badass, but he still got owned by Batman. Even in the I'll admit, like, I do see what people say, like, Stephen Amell is the best Green Arrow, because, like, Justin Hartley and Smallville was kind of a douchebag. Far from it. So for me, I sort of like laugh at the idea, like the one thing that just made no sense, like, this is like the one thing that happened, like, the last episode I ever watched of Arrow was when they were meeting Ra's al Ghul, or Ra's al Ghul, and like, in one point in the show, they have, like, Oliver Queen and Felicity have sex. And I remember just watching the show, I'm like, is this really fucking necessary? I know somewhere the Tumblr fangirls of Arrow are just probably like, oh my god, they did it. They finally did it. And I know somewhere they're just like that way. I'm just sitting there going, like, is this really fucking necessary? Like, he's in a mansion of an assassin leader. Is it really fucking necessary? Like, somewhere Batman would be like, alright, I'm gonna find whatever the fuck is going on, and I'm gonna kick the shit out of that motherfucker. Like, that's somewhere Batman was thinking. My last episode is where he got beat up and fell from a rock with a sword in his body. Yeah, I remember that one. I remember just watching it. Yeah, they kill him off, and all of a sudden they had to use, like, the pit to, like, resurrect him, which was dumb. At that point, I was just like, somewhere in his mind, he's like, I hope I just stay fucking dead. And I don't come back. Like, that was like, I remember seeing that, and that was like the dumbest moment in the show. I was thinking, like, Ivan Drago. He dies. What did Ivan Drago say? He talked about where Ivan Drago beat the shit out of Rocky's mentor. Which was really funny, by the way, because quote, like best lines he says. If he dies, he dies. That was the quote Ivan Drago said. But my favorite one is, I must break you. Like, by the way, here's a fun fact for those who don't know. Dolph Lundgren, who played He-Man, by the way, punched Sylvester Stallone so hard Stallone had to be in the hospital for 4 days. And as Stallone said, it was like him getting punched by Dolph Lundgren was like getting hit by a truck. And somewhere in my mind, I'm thinking like, why the fuck did they not cast Dolph Lundgren in The Dark Knight Rises? you know that like that was the most insane thing ever. Like Lundgren was like 6'5", and he's like, big dude, and it's just like, why did they not cast him like as like Bane's? I wouldn't say Ra's al Ghul was his mentor, but Bane's advisor and stuff. Like, why didn't they do that? Like, that would have been awesome. But the one thing that was like the most insane thing ever, and the funny thing about it was Stallone had to fight with his insurance company because they didn't believe his story of him getting punched in the chest, and Stallone was like, they were like, they said like he got hit by a truck, and Stallone pointed at Lundgren like, yeah, I got hit by a truck, he's standing right there. It was just like the most insane thing ever. And Apollo Creed, that's who Lundgren killed in the movie Rocky. Like Lundgren actually punched the actor who played Apollo Creed, and he flew 3 feet across from him after getting punched and stuff. And it was a boxing movie. That was like the most funny thing about it. So I thought it was so interesting. And there was a movie that they made, a short film called Batman Dead End, and Sylvester Stallone was actually going to play Batman, and Mark Hamill was going to play Joker in that short film. And Stallone was a big Batman fan, and he wanted to play Batman, which I thought would have been so cool. Instead of, hey Adrian, it'd be, hey Salida. Like, I would have been like, take my money. I want to see that. Like, Stallone could still play Batman in a way. Like, he could play like the older Bruce Wayne Batman. Like, if there was ever like a Batman Beyond film, I know a lot of people want to see Michael Keaton, but as a fan like of the 89 Batman and Batman Returns, I do not want to see him play as retired Bruce Wayne, because in my mind I'm thinking like the Batman that as a kid who was obsessed with Batman Returns and the 89 Batman, who literally believed that Michael Keaton is Batman. I don't want to see him in a chair in the Batcave not being Batman. Like, for me, I don't want to see that. Like, I just rather have the memory of him as Batman in the awesome bat suit than anything, really. Like, so, like, if I ever had to, like, choose someone to see as the older Bruce Wayne Batman for, like, Batman Beyond, I want Sylvester Stallone. like that dude, like, he could, like, still, like, he could still go, have the look like he could still go as Batman, but can't. And stuff. Like, that was the thing I kind of had the problem with Crisis on Infinite Earths, was Kevin Conroy just did not look like Batman. He just looked like a skinny theater actor, in my opinion. So that was just the problem I had with Crisis. I know a lot of people loved it, but but I will say this, like, reading some of the Lois and the Superman and Lois show I don't know how fans can be so excited for the show. Like, if you're a Superman fan, like, you really deserve a better show than what CW is going to get you, you know? Like, to think about it, like, it's Superman. It's Superman. Like, you would think, like, if Superman was such an important character for WB, you would think, like, they would be like, okay, you know, we're going to do a Superman show, but we're going to do it on HBO Max. Like, you would think that. Like, you would think, like, they would want to make a, 30 or 40 minute show for fans. Like, you would think that, but honestly, it's right now to the point where I am going to believe that WB really doesn't give a shit about Superman. Like, they don't really care. Like, it's funny, though, how protective they are of Batman, which you really can't blame them, because look what they did with Batman and Batwoman. Like, they made Batman quit. Like, he quit and walked away from Gotham and stuff. Like, that to me, like, I don't mind Batwoman in the comics, but the show I just find disrespectful, to Batman. So, anyway, we're gonna read the
I want to find this one book, by the way. Like, I was flipping through the Titans book before the show. I want to find this one book called Dear Justice League, which is written by Michael Northrop, which is about kids writing emails to the Justice League.
It's like Batman, instead of using email, he writes the kid a handwritten letter. Which I think is so adorable. Like, Batman's like, I have all the best computers and technology, but I'm gonna write you a letter. which I love that, by the way, because I think it's just, I'll admit, like, the one Black Canary book, which came out in October, looks really cool and stuff, but I want to find the Dear Justice League. I just think that's such a cool book. Anyway, here is this is a new story for Titans, and by the way, I wish they would come out with a new Titans book. And while they're at it, a new Scooby-Doo book. Like, I just wish they could, but they are of course coming out with I think they came out with the new DC Superhero Girls book. So anyway, let's read the Fan Favorite by Ivan Cohen, who wrote this new Titans story. Titans Tower. Robin yells, "Beast Boy." What is the meaning of this? Beast Boy who's hanging
as a bat.
Huh? Sorry, Robin. I guess I shouldn't turn into a bat when you're around. I love that. Yeah. And there's Cyborg standing behind Robin, holding all the groceries, and Robin's holding a magazine he rolled up. Cyborg leans into Beast Boy. Beast Boy says, "Daddy issues." Robin, "Batman isn't my daddy." It's pretty funny. Beast Boy, okay, what's the problem? Robin, "I'm talking about this." Robin holds a magazine with Beast Boy on the cover of the magazine. Robin, "You've been named the most popular Titan and by Jump City Weekly. It's Jump City's 4th largest free magazine." Beast Boy, "Yes." Anyway. Beast Boy, "Tofu jerky. Ew. I seen tofu once at a restaurant. Not at a restaurant, but at a grocery store. And I was just like, who the hell would buy tofu? And I figured out who. Tofu jerky, what's the big deal, yo? Everyone knows I'm cool. Robin, it's not about cool. We all got cool to spare. It's about maintaining each Titan's established brand enhancing role. Robin, Cyborg is the team's brain. Hold on, I gotta move this because I need to move it in the light because I cannot see because it's dark. I mean, not here, but it's cloudy. Cyborg's the team brain and Poindexter, as it were. Cyborg K. Raven, brooding sorceress with a heart of gold. Raven, oh, so close. Starfire, alien warrior princess who rules her secret alien princess who relies on her secret crush to learn Earth's way. Starfire, that is highly inaccurate. Is Speedy here? Beast Boy is the wacky comic relief, huh? And finally, me, the team's charismatic and fan favorite leader. Beast Boy. Oh, sorry, Robin. So, this so-called magazine clearly doesn't understand our place in our fans' hearts. Raven. Robin, it looks like our fans are the ones who've spoken. Fans' favorites, Titans. I love, by the way, the artwork of the poll thing, which is they use classic Hanna-Barbera Filmation drawings, and it's Beast Boy 25%, Starfire 24, Cyborg 24, Raven 24, and they all have this Hanna-Barbera Super Friends animation style, and Robin is a badly drawn character of black and white. Raven. So the fans are the ones who have spoken. As Robin looks at the polls of their fans pick their favorite Titans, Robin, this can't be. There must be some sort of conspiracy. We've got to follow clues wherever this leads, Titans. Beast Boy, G. Fine, I'll handle this myself, Robin said. Later. Beast Boy, I don't get it. Why do I need a makeover? My fans love me the way I is. Raven, being popular carries responsibilities. Starfire, truly you cannot be a slob if you remain beloved by the public. Cyborg, I think you're ready. You're ready, fellow Titans. I give you Beast Boy. The fan favorite, Beast Boy. So, what'd you think? Beast Boy's wearing this, he looks like Hugh Hefner wearing the bathrobe, the slick hair. It's kind of scary that he looks like my nephew. My oldest nephew looks like Beast Boy. I'm not making this up. He's not green, but he looks like the character, which is disturbing. Cyborg, you look great. Let's take you outside to reward the fans for their support. Raven. Friend Raven, I am confused. Should we not be more disgruntled over Beast Boy's most surprising popularity? Or merely... Or is this merely to make Robin jealous? Beast Boy. Raven. You really think we put up with Beast Boy's ego just to rub Robin's nose in it? As the elevator door closes, Raven. Yep. So, yep, pretty much. Robin comes out with a conspiracy board of all connected dots to Beast Boy's popularity. To be lay person, it would seem random. By the way, there's a note in this thing of a Batman symbol. I cannot even read it. Oh, it's a to-do list. But under the gaze of the master detective, a pattern emerges. Ace Digby, publisher of Jump City Weekly. Later, Robin sits in a diner. I'll admit, I'm a little surprised that this is your office. Tough times in the supermarket distributor free magazine business. For a publisher, this is the publisher. For a publisher, this is pretty good look. Your reputation precedes you, Robin. Robin, as a hard-hitting crime fighter who won't stop searching until he gets the truth. The publisher. Sure, that. But you want to know how Beast Boy won instead of others? All I can say is that by the margin of five absolutely legit online votes, he beats out the rest of your team. Robin. By 5 votes, huh? I had to pop my foot, by the way. A kid, hey, it's those people. The girl, right. That one guy. Beast Boy. I does love drinking and all the attention. Oh my god, he sounds like Jericho. Drink it in, man. Drink it in. Person yells help. I love that. Like, I wish they would have put that in there. Like, Beast Boy just stands there like, drink it in, man. I wish they would have done it. That would have been brilliant. Alright, Cyborg. Oh no, it's the Hive 5. I love the name, by the way. High Five. Starfire. They are attempting to make the fast getaway. Raven. They may be the fast. But I am the furious. I love that little reference. Whatever. Her spell thing. Azrath, Rathrion, Zentos. Beast Boy. Maybe an ascot is too much? Cyborg. You got him, Ray. We got Jinx and Billy Numerous. Starfire. But what about Gizmo? Gizmo's problem, I think. You mean. It's no problem. Robin knocks out Gizmo. The kids, hey, it's that other guy. Right, the one with the shirt. Gizmo, this seems excessive. Robin, admit You five voted for Beast Boy. Admit it. Gizmo, what? What? Of course I'll admit it. Anyone could vote. Did you vote? Jinx. This entirely besides the point. Oh, sorry, Robin. That's entirely besides the point. Gizmo. I'm just saying it wasn't open to the public. Cyborg to Jinx. Says to Jinx. Jinx, how could you? He's my buddy, but voting for Beast Boy over me? Jinx, oh, Cyborg, you're great, but Beast Boy, he's just... Jinx, well, he's what I think of when I think of a hero. Beast Boy standing around with a fire hydrant turned into a monkey. So anyway, let's get to the final page. This is a short story, by the way. Ah, boy. Robin. I think we've all learned something important today. Whether there was a voter fraud involved or not. Gizmo yells in the back. It was open to the public. Robin. Like I was saying, the popularity contest may be nice for the magazine business. Cyborg. But they're not so nice for teamwork. Right, little bro? Hehehehe. Beast Boy turns into a dog trying to catch his tail. I'll catch you, huh? Oh, yeah. I'll never do whatever it was again. Raven looks. I don't think any of us will. The next day, Titans, wait until you see who's popular. Jump City's weekly 4-way tie number 1. And now the Titans hold their magazines. Robin, oh well. And the magazine says, Other Guy Magazine. That's the end. But anyway, let's get to that's the second story. We'll get to this third story tomorrow, I guess. Let's get to the one story I found yesterday, by the way. On the Phantoms and Monsters page. Involving a time traveler. Let me get a drink real quick. Let me find it. Here it is. The real case of a time traveler. Can a rift between time and space literally open and then transport a living being into another reality? I received an interesting account occurred in Baltimore, Maryland in June 1992. The information was forwarded by a now retired attorney who continues to live in the area at the time of the incident. He, who I will not refer to as MB, had a private practice with several offices in the Baltimore, Washington, D.C. metro area, who also provided a pro bono legal service for the state of Maryland, who peculiarly represent clients who with mental disabilities. Since receiving first email, I had 2 conversations with MB, which were recorded with his permission, and I'm going to write his alleged allegory as it was given to me. Results of statement appointed by MB and many other specific personal details will not include MB's confidentiality or privacy. So this person is going over this time traveler story. This is a statement by the person in Baltimore, Maryland, of 4-2013. In 1992, I was assigned to a pro bono case, a client who was being housed by a court order in one state hospital located in Baltimore, Maryland, of the Baltimore area. I interviewed the client at the state hospital. I informed him of what he was facing: weapons possessed charge, a vintage Maryland dagger handgun, and ammunition was found in his pants pocket, and other local vagrancy charges, violations. The client told me he went by the name Morris Winthorpe. He had stated he was from New Jersey and lived most of his life in New York City. The files showed that he had no record of him in residency of the state of Maryland. When arrested, Morris wore a higher collar white shirt, a brown frock coat, and pants. Never heard of that. I explained the clothes later. I would discover that these were similar Victorian-era men's clothing of the clothing from 1870 to 1880s. He possessed a silver metal case similar to a cigarette case. Inside the case was square pieces of black colored material resembling hard plastic. He was allowed to retain this object while at the facility. Damn. Morris looked to be in his early 30s, though he had no hair or a stubble on his face, just thin eyebrows, and he had a wispy blonde hair and a very pale complexion. His eyes were very deep blue, almost violet in color. During the interview, he would look directly at me and smile. He answered a few questions other than his name, that he was living in New York City, and that he didn't know how he arrived in Baltimore. The physician at the hospital stated he may be suffering from shock, and that there would be some memory loss. I didn't get that impression while in Morris' presence. It seemed to me that he was exactly was transparency. To this day, I still don't know why I felt that way. At the end of the interview, I told him that he was being held at the facility under court order, and I would seek a hearing date. Morris replied, "Thank you for your service. I will contact you. I promise." The next day I was contacted by the Baltimore County State Attorney, informed that my services were no longer needed in this case and no further information was provided. I contacted the physician who was treating Morris. He said that Morris was no longer at the facility. I asked where was he taken, and told I would need to contact the state attorney's office. For almost 2 years, no information was available in regards to Morris. Alright, that's pretty messed up. 2 years, like, damn. So anyway, let's continue. In 1994, I was approached by an attendant who worked at the state hospital during Morris's brief stay. I was told that Morris had suddenly disappeared from the ward after his late meal. There was a thorough search conducted without results. Morris's clothes were retained by state attorney's office, All other items, including the silver medal case, was missing. Yeah. I have never found out where the weapon was stored, though I assume the state police headquarters. At the time, I conducted a private search for Morris Withrop. I hired a private investigator who found very little information other than a single 32-year-old man named Morris Withrop has resided in New York City 1877 until he went missing without a trace. All his property in Manhattan had been left behind. The police found no evidence of foul play. After 19 years, I've never found another reference to Morris Withrop. This has become a bit of an obsession for me. I had hired other private investigators over the years, but nothing has been found. If Morris was a time traveler, I wonder if he'll contact me as promised. Wow. That is like one story I cannot. I am just like completely stunned. I tell you this one, I find it fascinating. Like, I love time travel stories and stuff, and this one right here is just really good. There's other time travel stories on here. I kind of want to read another one tomorrow. Like that one right there. That was a really good story. And for me, like, do I believe this guy's story? Like, one, he's an attorney, and two, he made a file of the story and interview. I hear it. Like, some people have some have like a way of saying things, but I kind of wonder what the entirety of the interview was about, like, out of curiosity. So for me, I love this story. I found it like I was like, wow, I gotta read for the show, and stuff. And there will be other time travel stories to talk about as well. So for me, anyway, we're an hour and 38 minutes into the show. Anyway, it's time to, I guess, wrap up the show and stuff. Like, I love doing the show. Anyway, so I think we'll do a show tomorrow. Depends on, the day tomorrow. But, I mean, tomorrow I have, like, a busy day tomorrow. I have to, my dad's going to the doctor in the morning, so I'm going to go with him, to keep him company. Because he doesn't like going to the doctor by himself, so I'm just going to go with him tomorrow to sort of keep him company, keep him laughing. He's doing his checkup, his physical checkup, so and stuff. So, I mean, that's what he's doing tomorrow. So for me, I'm just going to go with him and keep him company and make jokes and sarcasm comments and stuff. So anyway, tomorrow that's going to be a busy day. So anyway, tomorrow I'll be hosting the show again for fun. Let's see. Is there to talk about? I guess that's it. So anyway,
I will see you all tomorrow. We'll talk about, I guess, the more of the Birds of Prey stuff. We will read some of the Titans book and a time travel story, which I really enjoyed. That was a good one, by the way. So, anyway, I will see you all tomorrow, and it's going to snow.